Don't you dare read that rulebook. That's what I'm here for. I'm Ryan from How I Roll, and in this Rip Up the Rules, I'm going to teach you how to play fountains, so you can go ahead and take that rulebook and rip it up. Fountains is designed by Kedric Winks and published by the Op. It's a game for 1 to 5 players and it lasts about 30 to 45 minutes. So come grab a seat and I can show you how to set up and play fountains. If you've always dreamed of being a prestigious fountaineer, this is your chance. In Fountains, the mayor has enlisted you to construct the most magnificent aquatic architectural arrangements throughout the city of Florimelle. Players will compete to earn Mayor Montoya's rewards, and only one can emerge as the champion of fountaineering. To begin setup, place this X-shaped stand in the middle of the table with the basin board on top of it, and then put the 3 pawns, green, blue, and white, on their matching colored spaces. Next, separate the fountain tiles by shape and place a face-up stack of each shape next to its matching icon displayed on the basin board. The number of tiles in each stack is dependent on the number of players according to this chart. Since I am setting up a 3-player game, I have placed 10 in each stack. Return any remaining tiles to the box. Shuffle up the bonus tiles into a face-down pile and then draw and place 5 of them face-up on this section of the basin board. Place the score track board and a supply of the weed tokens nearby within reach of all players. Each player should now take a starting fountain tile and a reference card, as well as a scoring meeple and the 3-point tokens in the color of their choice. The scoring meeple should be placed immediately in the starting area of the score track. If you're playing the advanced variant, which I'm setting up for here, randomly draw 3 fountain design cards and place them face up beside the score track. Randomly choose a starting player and give them this cute swan token, and you're now ready to play. In Fountains, you will be drafting tiles and bonus tokens to build the most glorious fountain of them all. Throughout the game, the mayor will show up occasionally, like a true micromanaging boss, to grant rewards based on how each player has crafted their creation, and the player with the most points at the end of the game wins. The game begins with the first player taking a turn. Then play continues around the table in clockwise order, with each player taking turns until either one of the piles of fountain tiles or the bonus tokens has run out. The structure of your turn is very simple, and it's made even simpler by these handy reference cards that each player has. The front of the card displays the steps of a turn, and the reverse side gives you a reminder of how rewards work. As noted on your reference card, there are 3 steps you take during your turn. Let me break those down for you. The first step is drafting. You begin by choosing any one of the 3 pawns and moving 1, 2, or 3 spaces clockwise around the basin board, and you do not count any spaces that already contain a pawn. For example, if I chose to move the blue pawn in this situation, I could move it here, here, or here. If this pawn ends by a stack of fountain tiles, take the top tile. If it landed by the bonus tokens, take any one of the 5 face-up bonus tokens and then replace it with a new one from the supply. The second step is placing tiles. You will now place the fountain tile or bonus token that you collected in the drafting phase. Let's start by looking at how to place the fountain tiles, as this is what you will be doing most of the time in this game. You can choose to place your tile directly on the table and expand the bottom layer of your fountain, or you can stick it on top of other tiles in order to reach higher levels of construction. There are just 2 small rules you must follow whenever placing a tile. First, you'll notice that each tile has several of these darker bricks on it. And if you struggle with color differentiation, just look for bricks that are less fancy than these other bricks. When you place a tile, at least 2 of these bricks must touch at least 2 dark bricks that are already in your fountain. For example, I could place this tile here where its dark bricks touch these dark bricks, or here where these dark bricks make contact. But even as fancy as this looks, I could not build it here since it does not have 2 touching dark bricks. And the second rule is that any tile constructed on top of other tiles must be fully supported and not have any overhangs. I mean, come on. It might look cool, but Mayor Montoya cares about aesthetic and sustainability. Here's an example. If I wanted to build up toward the sky with this tile, I could add it here where it's fully supported, or even here. Both of those would be legal. But I couldn't add it here as that's just a lawsuit waiting to happen. If instead of taking a fountain tile, you collected a bonus token, you simply put this bonus token in any one of these shaded areas that are the same shape as this token. Or you can replace an existing bonus token and remove the old one from the game. There, those are the first 2 steps and the main part of every turn. Easy. Just a quick recap. Step 1, pick up a pawn and move it 1, 2, or 3 spaces around the basin board, and based on where it lands, take the top fountain tile or the bonus token of your choice. And step 2, add that tile or bonus token to your fountain. Step 3 is where you check for reward triggers. This is a conditional step that only happens occasionally if the circumstances are right. But before I go further with that, I want to pause and explain an important game concept as it's foundational to receiving these rewards. This concept is the flow of water, which, in case you're wondering, is a pretty important part of fountains. Trust me, I know fountains. You'll notice that various fountain tiles and bonus tokens have these little jets featured on them. Water flows out of these jets and can move through open channels to other parts of the fountain as long as it's traveling on the same level or down. Yes, as powerful as these jets are, they unfortunately can't make water flow up levels. I mean, I'm sure Area 51 might be working on anti-gravity water channeling, but we just don't have that tech here in Florimelle. Let me show you an example. In this situation here, all of these areas, including these 2, all have access to water flow, while these 4 pools do not have water flowing to them. While these 3 tiles and this tile in this area do not have their own jets, all of them could be receiving water from this jet, either flowing across or down and then across to fuel them. Even without this jet on this bonus token would be enough to get water to these 3 tiles. Likewise, this jet is giving water to its own tile and to this tile beside it. And since water flow can't make like Alphaba and defy gravity, this tile has no access to water since it's on a higher level than all of the tiles with jets in the structure. Additionally, that means it is also not providing water to the tiles it otherwise could. Although this tile has access to water flow and is on a higher level than this adjacent tile and could typically provide it with water flow, notice that there is a closed brick wall here rather than an open channel. This inhibits the flow of water and means that this tile does not provide this tile with water. Simply placing this bonus token here with a jet printed on it would solve all the problems of this fountain and provide this pool and these 3 in succession with water flow. This aspect of the game is what these weed tokens are for. Whenever you have an area of your fountain that does not have access to water, you place one of these weed tokens on it to signify that. At any point that water begins to flow into this section, simply remove the token. Now with that in mind, I'm going to show you how the 4 different reward triggers take place. But don't forget that only features of your fountain that have access to water flow will ever be considered for rewards. No water, no wages. The simplest reward to trigger is the coins. Anytime you place coins into your fountain, as long as there is water flowing to that section, you gain 5 points. This is a one-time reward that is either immediately gained or lost forever. The other 3 rewards are pools, fish, and lily pads. All 3 of these are triggered when that reward's respective color of pawn ends its movement on the space of the basin board that matches its color. Unlike the coins reward, which is only for the active player, once the tile or token has been placed, all players will evaluate this reward. Here's how each of them works. The pool's reward is triggered when the blue pawn ends its movement on the blue space. During step 3, every player will count the number of pools with water flow that their fountain contains. A pool is defined by any instance of water that is surrounded by bricks. This is easier to see from above. Much better. In this example, this fountain contains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 pools with access to water flow. These pools do not have water flow, so they unfortunately do not contribute. Players compare their totals and gain points as depicted on the player reference card. The player with the most pools gets 10 points. Second gets 6 points, and so on. In a 2-player game, first place gets 7 points and the other player gets 0. And in the event of a tie, all tied players get the full amount of their position, and then any following players get points based on their relative position. For example, if 2 players are tied for first, the player with the next highest amount would be in 3rd place. Or if 3 players had tied for first, the next player behind them would be in 4th place. The fish reward is triggered when the white pawn ends its movement in the white space. After placing their tile or token, the player who triggered this reward chooses one color of fish that will score. For each fish that matches this color, and any of these wild tri-colored fish, which always count for any color of fish, every player gains 1 point per level that each fish is on as long as it has water flow. So a fish on the bottom level gets 1 point, but if it's on the second level, it will get 2 points, and so on. Here's an example. If the active player chose to score red fish, this player would receive 1, 3, 4, 5, 7, 10, 11 points. And lastly, the lily pad rewards take place when the green pawn ends its movement on the green space. After the tile or token is placed, every player finds their largest group of lily pads in their fountain that has water flow. A group is any number of lily pads that are in adjacent pools connected by water flow. Like fish, the lily pads in this group each score points equal to the level it is on. Let me show you an example. This player's largest group of lily pads consists of these 8 lily pads here, since they are adjacent and connected by water flow. These 3 lily pads don't count toward the group since they're not adjacent to any of these other lily pads. So this player would score 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9, 12, 15 points for lily pads. And that's how all 4 rewards work. To recap, a player who places coins triggers the reward for themselves. And anytime one of the pawns lands on its own color, it triggers its respective reward for all players. And don't forget that features only contribute toward reward scoring if they have access to water flow. The mayor just isn't impressed by fish flopping around in an empty stone basin. Players continue taking turns like this until any stack of fountain tiles or the bonus tokens runs out. When this happens, finish the current round so that all players have had the same number of turns. After that, move on to final rewards. In final rewards, you will trigger scoring for pools, lily pads, and fish one last time in the same way this occurred during the game, with the only exception being that each player gets to choose their own color of fish to score. If you're not playing with the advanced variant, scoring ends here. If you are playing with the advanced variant like I am here, each player also scores the 3 fountain design cards in play. But always remember, if the relative feature doesn't have water, no points for you. The rulebook, which you hopefully didn't actually destroy, explains how all of these various cards work right here. But let me show you how the 3 in my current game work, just as an example. This extras card awards players with 3 points for each bonus token in their fountain at the end of the game. The levels card rewards players for building big stacks of fountain tiles. If you've reached the 3rd level, you gain 4 points, 6 points if you've made it to the 4th level, and 9 points if you've gotten to level 5 or higher. And lastly, diverse fish gives you 4 points for every set of red, black, and white fish you have throughout your fountain, but wilds don't count toward this. Add those points to your total, and make sure you all congratulate the player with the highest score. After all, fountaineering is a gentleman's sport. If, however, there is a tie for points, the player with the fewest pond weeds in their fountain wins. If it's still a tie, the player with the most bonus tokens in their fountain wins. And if it's still a tie, which seems wildly unlikely, the tied players share the victory. You're all winners in my book. And if you want to try this game solo in the race against the machine mode, the last page of the rulebook has instructions for how to do that. And that's it. You now know how to play fountains without touching the rulebook, or by touching it quite aggressively and wrecking it if you followed my lead earlier. I hope you enjoy your time playing this game. If you have any questions about the game, please drop a comment below and I'll be sure to respond right away. I've also included a link to the game's page on BoardGameGeek below where you can find all kinds of other information, resources, and discussion about fountains. I hope this video was helpful for you to learn and dive into fountains. If you enjoyed it, please hit like and subscribe, and also turn on that little bell so that I can let you know when I'm back online with more videos for you. Thanks again for joining me here on How I Roll for another installment of Rip Up the Rules.